Herbert done for the season. Done for the season, finger. What's the impact? What's going on in this Chargers QB room moving forward, and how does it affect Keenan Allen? Keenan Allen's banged up right now. We're going to break down JJ, Tyreek Hill, JT. We've got a whole bunch of news to cover, a lot of phone calls to take, and super chats to discuss the Fantasy Football Show. Week 15, injury edition, Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, every Monday through Friday edition begins right now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios.
It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live!
Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com news desk, here is your breaking news.
Herbert out for the season. We knew this was probably coming. We talked about this last night, and there's nothing to play for the Chargers. Why would they put their star quarterback at risk? And it's really been a disastrous season for Justin Herbert and Staley. Staley's done, essentially, in LA. We'll go over that here right now, and let me read this from NBC Sports. It says that Justin Herbert will undergo season-ending surgery on his broken finger and will miss the remaining part of the season. Basically, he's going on IR, 4 games left, so he's essentially done for the season. And the disastrous run of Brandon Staley has likely come to an end. And, we'll see what happens. What's in store for this team in 2024? I had my concerns about Justin Herbert. You guys remember that. And I feel like there's a potential youth movement that's needed in order to get Justin Herbert on the track and course he needs to be on, because there's no doubting his physical ability. I said that in the offseason when I didn't have this guy in my top 5 quarterbacks and I got ripped to shreds over and over on it. It wasn't because of talent. We have the Herbert as the GOAT.
Herbert is the GOAT, he'll punch you in the throat. Herbert is the GOAT, he'll punch you in the throat.
We love Herbert. He's been a bold prediction of this show before, but I didn't love what we were walking into in 2023. This is the oldest wide receiver room in the National Football League, with Austin Eckler, Keenan Allen, and yeah, they've got Quentin Johnston there. But they have Mike Williams. He's older. This is an older wide receiver oldest pass catching room in the National Football League. And they need to inject some youth into this situation. They need to prepare for the downfall of Austin Eckler, or they don't even have him next year and they replace him with someone else. They need to make sure they don't drop the ball on giving this man, Justin Herbert, a pass-catching monster. JT would have been nice. That would have been real nice. Jacobs might be looking for a home. He'd be a nice fit in this situation. There are a lot of Saquon Barkley. Come on down. Maybe a trade, maybe a free agent signing, but if they don't create a shakeup in LA, Herbert's talents will go to waste, because he is physically one of the most gifted quarterbacks in the National Football League, but you wouldn't know it. Box score Bobby certainly don't know it. And really, somebody that knows what's going on almost doesn't know it, because this is being run like a Mickey Mouse organization from the top down. This doesn't just end with coaching. The scapegoat will be Staley. But this is a poorly run operation. There's so much talent here, and none of it is pieced together properly. They better do something. They better make a splash. They better get this man on track, or he's going to potentially be one of the most disappointing elite talents for a string more years before we circle back and have some sort of self-correction and this guy gets the weapons he needs. He needs a young wide receiver room. He needs a nice, fresh, young running back that he can dump passes off to. Trade Breece Hall. Like, I want Breece to work with Aaron Rodgers, but part of me wants Breece Hall to be traded. Get him into a situation like the one Eckler should be thriving in right now. Herbert needs an elite talent. And Keenan Allen's been that all year long. I want to make no mistake about it. I want to make sure everybody understands that I understand that Keenan Allen's been dropping loads all season long. But he is not a spring chicken. They need to bring in another player. Quentin Johnston, I don't know. He's still young. I think we don't write him off yet. But they need to at least bring in a big gun RB. Draft one of the top 2 rookie running backs. I'm fine with that. We'll go over the rookies. We got T-minus roughly 17 days before my rookie running back evaluations or wide receivers. I'm not sure which one I'm dropping first. But let me tell you something. These Mickey Mouse content creators out here that act like
Warning.
they're year-round when they're not year-round.
Alert. Maximum levels reached. Prepare for transformation. Alert. Maximum levels reached. Prepare for
Time for a Smitty rant.
We got a lot of people in this industry that claim to be year-round. We have a lot of people that say, oh yeah, we're 365, best content you can find. There's nobody that delivers year-round content like we do here on the Fantasy Football Show. In fact, we create... This might sound like an actual insult to my own content, but we create better content in the off-season than we do in the in-season. When I say we, I mean us. I'm the only one here. It's a one-man band type of show, but you are my co-host. My audience is my co-host. Nobody has call-ins all show long. Nobody answers questions all show long like I do. You got Bill and Bob sitting here at a table talking, not even looking at the live chat. What do you think of this guy? Let's take a mailbag question. Let's take 1, maybe 2 questions. This one's from Steve from Oklahoma. Hey, who should I start this week? This guy or this guy? We do that all show long. So if you're new here and you don't realize that our content here on the Fantasy Football Show doesn't stop when the season ends, you're in for a wonderful offseason, my friend. Pitch your tent, because on January 1, when all the other content creators are still just talking about 2023, we'll be chewing gum and walking at the same time. It will be absolutely an amazing freaking fantasy football glorious explosion of 23 and 2024 combined. Okay, 2024, what's going on with the rookies? 2023, what's going on with the remainder of the season? We chew gum and walk at the same time. And I can tell you one thing. Nobody's dropping rookie content like we are in January. Nobody's dropping free agent content. Where's this guy going to go? Where's Fields going to be? Where's Barkley going to be? Breaking news here. Breaking news there. We shoot it down. We talk about the breaking news because it's stupid and we don't believe it. We talk about the breaking news because we do believe it. This looks true. What are the alternatives? Nobody does it like we do. You better get ready. You better buckle up, Buttercup, because it's going to be a wild ride. And if this is your first offseason with the Fantasy Football Show, you're about to realize why I say it's 365 24/7. There's no break. Oh, February, we're going to go ahead and step out of the office from February to about April to take a big family vacation. We don't do that here. We don't do that here. This is 365 24/7. You go take your vacation, content Bob. We'll be here doing live streams every single day. And if you think there's a lot of live streams during the season, just get ready for January 1. That's all I've got to say about that, Bob. Herbert is the GOAT. He'll punch you in the throat. Not so much lately, but let's hope things change for Justin Herbert. And as far as what this impact is to Keenan Allen is also injured right now. Keenan Allen healed, did not practice. He did not participate in Tuesday's walkthrough. There are a lot of players from Jamar Chase and Tyreek Hill and a lot of players that are not participating in walkthroughs today. So we really don't know what this means for Keenan Allen. Part of me does wonder, though, if he starts getting, he's older. If he starts getting banged up, who's to say he doesn't sit week 16, week 17? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I feared for Jacobs, who is also a player we're going to talk about right here. Do I have Jacobs? I feel like I had Jacobs somewhere. Jacobs, let me put that one on screen. I didn't send that one over to my computer here. Let me send that on over. Red Rover, send the Josh Jacobs clipping. Maybe it's over here. Maybe I already did send it. Jacobs, is this it? Here it is. Josh Jacobs quad did not participate in Tuesday's walkthrough. I have a real fear that Jacobs, maybe Adams and Jacobs, but especially Jacobs, because he's going for that bag. He is going for the new contract. Adams has a contract. He's going for a trade. He's going for longevity. He's going the distance. He's going for speed. But this guy right here has a very short window of time to get that contract. Adams already has it. There's going to be the potential temptation to sit for Adams too and say, I'm not playing week 16, 17. I got a little ouchie poo. But Jacob specifically worries me like crazy because what's he playing for? Every game he plays, he shortens his career just a little bit. Runs the risk of tearing an ACL. If this man tears his ACL in the final 3 or 4 weeks of a nothing burger season, he's done. He's not getting a big payday. There's no white doves and ponies and red roses at the end of his road. This guy's in trouble if he gets injured. So don't expect him to necessarily be a lock for you down the stretch. I'm not saying he's gonna sit. I'm saying he could sit. So I'm probably gonna say at this point, don't make too much of these not participating in walkthroughs right now. Walkthroughs are this is a usual thing for players, especially deep into the season. But we got to monitor the quad here on Jacobs. We got to monitor the heel on Keenan Allen. He's older. He could definitely sit. I think I could definitely see him sitting out the last week or two of the season if things get worse for him. And he's got a ton of injuries and he's older, so anything could pop up at any second. This is a big piece of news right here. So Herbert again, surgery done for the year. I'm going to put that over here. Tyreek Hill considered day-to-day, according to Mike McDaniel. And this is concerning because he did enter the game again. He did play on the injured ankle. It looked like it could be a knee and an ankle or a knee or an ankle. At first, no one knew. Player came down hard, tackling him right on his ankle. He came running back onto the field. Actually, he ran off the field. He looked like he was done for the season. And then in the middle of just limping, he just starts running. And we knew this is Tyreek. He tricks us every time. They take him off the field in a casket. Put the nails in it, and he busts out and runs away. It reminds me of Dalvin Cook. This happens every other game. But the concerning part is, did he create a ton of swelling and potential damage by playing on the injured ankle, or is he just going to be a miracle cheetah that he is, and he goes out there and plays ball and plays effective ball? Now, I believe the Jets are the opponent this week, correct? So that is a tough game to sit. I also feel like, man, this is a tough game to sit, but like they need to be prepared to have this guy the entirety of the season. So they got a little dilemma on their hands if they end up trying to run him out there injured and potentially delay his ability to get fully healthy, or do they say, hey, we need him right now? If I could just, let's see here, type in, let me pull up the schedule and put that on screen here so we have that to reference when we're talking about player matchups and such. Believe it or not, your boy doesn't memorize every single week. I do live in the past and the future when I'm doing content creation, so sometimes I have to refresh my memory, especially with these. We got some Saturday games, which is phenomenal. I love Saturday games. Let's put this up on screen here. Boom, boom. Let me send this to myself. Okay, here we go. Smitty. There we go. Boom. Schedule. So Tyreek Hill considered day-to-day with the ankle. We'll put this over here, and then we'll drag the schedule on the screen right now. It's a wild schedule this week. We've got, again, that Thursday matchup coming up here is the Chargers and Raiders. Hence, while we're worried about Keenan Allen, short turnaround, heel, he's older, nothing to fight for. Do they want to make sure they try and salvage this guy's longevity by sitting him? There's a real possibility that could turn into him sitting. We just got to monitor. Okay, walkthroughs are, like I said, really tough to judge at this point. So hang tight on that news. We'll have more tomorrow on Keenan Allen. Let's see here. What other news do we have? Let me close this real quick. We'll come back to the schedule. JJ was limited in Tuesday's walkthrough. That's a good sign that he has a potential to play. Like if he was non-existent on Tuesday's walkthrough, we'd have nothing to talk about. At least there's some potential opportunity for him to play. But tough to say. They don't want to run him out there when he's not 100%. He very much has made it very vocal that he won't potentially put himself at risk of being less than 100% when he's on the field. And so we totally got to wait on this one. Nobody knows. Let's see here. Let me find this other piece of news. Okay, we'll just roll with this one. Nick Mullins, this is related to JJ too. This is like, I don't know what to make of Nick Mullins. I don't know if Nick Mullins is going to be anywhere close to effective enough to give Justin Jefferson the football at a top 5 to 10 wide receiver capacity. Maybe he can. It's really tough to predict. Look at Browning. Look how Browning delivered with Jamar Chase one week. He didn't last week, but he did the week prior. I do feel very confident that Browning can make Jamar Chase a top 6 to 10 wide receiver on the weekly, or at least 6 to 12. I think the range will be wide with Browning under center, but Browning looks very effective. He's able to get the football to him. He proved it in that first game. I don't know that we can have any sort of similar expectation level for Justin Jefferson with Nick Mullins under center. So it's just been a disaster of a year. Absolute disastrous year. Injuries have been through the freaking roof. Okay, so downgrade for JJ. Sorry, it is what it is. It is what it is. JT, Shane Steichen said that Jonathan Taylor will play again this season. That's not a promising statement for this week. Steichen wouldn't rule out Taylor for Week 15 against the Steelers, though it's unlikely he'll be back before Week 16. With Taylor sidelined, Zach Moss has been the team's clear-cut lead back, although you wouldn't know it. Moss had a touchdown call back on a penalty last week against the Bengals. He's seen 38 of the Colts' 41 touches. You do need to keep that in mind. There's a lot of times where it's like, box score bobbies will come in and they won't know that there was potential. A lot of Achane haters will think Achane was an absolute fire during this Week 14 contest. He was absolutely all over the place. A box score, if anybody says Achane came back down to earth or told you Achane, they don't even watch football. They don't even watch football. And you can, if you're one of those box score Bobby Achane haters, call in to the show right now. I'd be glad to talk to you. I'd be glad to explain football to you. Taylor, appreciate you, but get back to work, bro. Get back to work. This is hurting a lot of fantasy football owners. Taylor's thumb, who knows if he plays again this season. It sounds like he's going to, but you know what that sounds like? maybe not to me. You know when Dad said he'd play catch with you? Maybe we'll play catch later. That sounds like maybe JT will play later in the season. Okay, probably not. Ravens signed Malik Cunningham off the Patriots practice squad. Finally, a team understands that this guy's got potential. Let's redo that. Our cameras were not set properly. Let's rewind that. Malik Cunningham. Kind of amazing. Actually, absolutely crazy amazing that a team hasn't seen the potential in this kid. The New York Jets, the Minnesota Vikings. Why does it take a team like the Ravens, who have Super Bowl aspirations, to go get an exciting backup quarterback that if something happened to Lamar Jackson, maybe, just maybe, there's a Jake Browning here. Maybe this is the next guy that people are like, whoa, this guy's pretty impressive. Maybe not, but he certainly has the most potential to become that because I've seen it with my own eyes. And I've talked about it all season long. This guy's been sent down to the practice squad, cut, re-signed by the Patriots 2-3 times, passing through waivers. The Jets just have no clue he's even there. Just walks right by the Jets. Robert Saleh's probably passed this guy on the street, doesn't even know what he looks like, what his name is, doesn't have his resume, doesn't have any film on him, nothing. And you could say, oh, Cunningham's not going to be good. Maybe he won't be. I'm not guaranteeing that this guy's going to be the next elite breakout quarterback. I'm just saying, out of all the backups in the National Football League, this man, Malik Cunningham, has the most potential on a bench that I could find and locate, but somehow the New England Patriots don't understand that. Somehow Bill Belichick has him on his squad, but he doesn't know how to use him, doesn't want to use him, doesn't give him the chance, doesn't give him even a millisecond to prove himself, but hopefully the Ravens do. At some point, put him out there when they're up with the big league, showcase him a little bit. I don't know. I just want to see this guy somewhere at some point because I really do think he's got a lot of talent. Can't tell you how pissed I am they lost Malik. Travis is a big Patriots fan. We've had this conversation over and over and over, how much I think this is the best quarterback on the Patriots roster, and yet they have no clue. They have him, but they have no clue how good he is. That part is so weird. Like, they're the ones that have him. Let's give them credit, flowers. They found him. They put him on their roster, but then they don't use him. Bill Belichick's scared to pull the trigger. He's scared to put him in. They started putting him with the ones in practice a little bit. We thought that his potential services would be called upon. No. He gets pulled over to this absolutely marvelous situation for him, at least for 2023, the remainder of it, to play for the Baltimore Ravens, who have Super Bowl aspirations. But the Jets should be ashamed of themselves. The Vikings should be ashamed of themselves. All H-hand doubters should be ashamed of themselves. And that's all I got to say about that. So Malik Cunningham, appreciate you, pal. Let's get to some of these super chats. Ozzy with the first super chat of the evening. Ozzy to the moon. Pick 2 rest of season. Ridley, Watson, London, Odell, Beckham Jr. London for sure. Odell's safest, but for now, Odell. It sucks to say, but Ridley has higher upside. You want a big swing, go Ridley, but London's locked in. I think week to week you play this one. You put Odell in until he gets hurt, and then you put Ridley back in. But I couldn't blame you for putting Ridley in. Rest of the season, Kyler or Fields. I'm going to go Fields. McBride or Kincaid. For now, McBride. But just wait for Kincaid to break through what appears to be a little rookie wall. He got a late start, so his rookie wall's a little later as well. So don't give up on Kincaid. I'm telling you, he's going to, maybe in the playoffs too. It might suck for us fantasy guys, but we might see Kincaid mature in the NFL playoffs. Not now, so just keep that in mind. for next year. But Fields for sure. Fields has got a really nice schedule. This week's a little rough, but then 2 great weeks, and then Fields explodes. This one from Ian, $5 hauler. Am I crazy to start Zeke over Swift? You're not crazy, no, this week. Also, they're saying Chase's ankle is goofy now. What would you start Devonta Smith over him? We need to wait on that one, Ian. We can't possibly know. This is walkthroughs that we're talking about. Walkthrough practices. I'm not sitting Jamar Chase yet, but you should be starting both Devonta Smith and Jamar Chase. If you have Devonta Smith as your 4th wide receiver, I don't know what league you're playing in, Ian, but you're doing a good job because you're dominating it. But, yeah, Zeke over Swift, I have no problem with that. Look, Zeke was the number 1 fantasy football running back last week, so you're not crazy at all to throw Zeke in there this week. I think you take it week to week, though. Don't lock anything in and go on vacation for 3 weeks. But Smitty, the GOAT standard 2-7, and now 7-7 thanks to the GOAT. Chubbs, thanks to you, pal. The thanks is all on this side of the table. 300 people in here, only 57 thumbs up. Punch that thumb up button if you could, please. Hit that thumb up button. Let's get that to at least 200 thumbs up. Those are rookie numbers. Pat M, PPR start Kincaid or likely, Jacobs or Javonte. I mean, Jacobs if he's a go, but he's very questionable, and I would say on the 50-50 to maybe 55% side of missing week number 15, because he's looking at potentially, bro, on the short turnaround here on Thursday, a likely sit, I think, as the week moves along. But he could play. We'll see how he progresses. This is just walkthroughs today, so we don't fully know. But short turnaround makes me feel a little pessimistic that Jacobs will be a go. So that will be decided for you. If Jacobs is a go, he looks totally unrestricted. I probably would throw Jacobs out there. Likely over Kincaid for right now, but I think you take this week to week, as I said to the earlier Super Chat, as Kincaid proves he's out of his rookie wall. DK or Adams this week, I think you got to go DK, but I love both of them. I still love Devontae Adams. I know that we've been a little disappointed, but I think a big blow-up game is going to happen in the next couple weeks. Got AJ and Debo starting. You're fantastic, bro. DK's safer, though, Anthony. Let's be real. Ozzy, drop JT on the wire. Brian Robinson, Ty Chandler, I assume. Hunt, McKinnon, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I'd probably say I don't drop JT. No, I don't. Steichen says he's coming back. I'm not saying he will, but I'm not dropping JT for anybody else. I do like Ty Chandler, though. I'm not saying don't make room for him. That boy dropping a $20 wad.
Alert. Super chat alert. Alert. Super chat alert.
My boy, that boy dropping the 20 watt on screen. That boy says started 1-6 and then won 6 of the last 7 to get the 5th spot and 7-7. 2 QB league lost. Burrow, Richardson, and Herbert had Purdy as QB1. Do I pair DeVito or Wilson? I would go Wilson, bro. Is this Zach Wilson or Russell Wilson? It's a big difference. If it's Russell Wilson, yeah. If it's Zach Wilson, I don't know. I guess I lean. What's the chat think? DeVito or Zach Wilson? If it's Russell, you know the answer. Tough way to go into the playoffs, but appreciate you. Then I'm going to assume it's Zach Wilson. Can I get a vote on Zach Wilson or DeVito? DeVito or Zach Wilson? And don't vote based on agents. DeVito has one of the best agents in the game. If anybody hasn't seen a photo of that, Google search DeVito's agent. Because DeVito's agent they look like they got him straight off of the Sopranos set. Have Nico, JJ, and Ridley. Who do I drop? Pick up Reed and or Garrett Wilson. Woo! This is one of those small rostered leagues, so no one judge. Doesn't mean the league is bad. It just means the rosters, the benches are small. I would say you pick up Garrett Wilson. I like Reed a lot, but I pick up Garrett Wilson. And Nico, man, JJ Ridley. Probably Ridley. Drop Ridley for Garrett Wilson. You could later on, depending on Nico's update, like if Nico's out a couple weeks or if he plays this week, you'll have obviously that'll make a decision for you. But if Nico's going to play, I'm not cutting him at all. Or if he's going to miss just one game, I'm not cutting him. But let's say we get bad news on Nico, some sort of setback, etc. Then you start looking at Jaden Reed. My running backs are Achane, Bijan, Kamara, Kyron, Pacheco, Swift, Pollard, also Laporta, Kincaid, Dolphins. Defense will need the Colts for Week 16. Superfish, appreciate your super chat, and I love the squad. Carrie, appreciate you. Start to Etienne, Breece Hall, or Mixon. I think you probably got to go Breece Hall. God, how do you sit Mixon right now? He's been playing really well. Baltimore's a tough matchup. Chat, vote on this one. Pick 2. Etienne, Breece Hall, Mixon. I'd like to get a group vote on this one. I'm probably going to lean. Let's see what the chat thinks on this one. I feel like Breece Hall's got to be out there. But he's so capable of doing amazing one week and then watching Robert Saleh and this New York Jets coaching staff just absolutely piss away his upside. But let's drop. It's not a 4-team league, Birdman. It's just that Superfish plays in a league where there's like 4 bench spots or something. There are leagues. A lot of people try and define how good a league is based on the bench, but sometimes that bench is really, really tight. But let's see what you guys think here. Breece. Okay, so Etienne over Mixon. Go Mixon. Etienne Hall. Hall Mixon. It's all over the map. All over the map. Breece, Mixon. I don't know if Terrell and Marty are saying sit Mixon and Breece because you got to start 2. Sit Breece. That's what DJ says. Look, Baltimore's a tough matchup. I still love Etienne. I think maybe the safest play is Breece and Mixon, and you sit Etienne for 1 week, but that's tough. Maybe, Kerry, bring this to me later in the week. I don't know that I'm ready to decide on this one yet. I don't want to be put in a box on this one. I think there's still a lot to consider. And, like T-Law's health, et cetera, et cetera. Ricardo, appreciate you. Dak or Fields? I'm going to go Dak until further notice, bro. Kincaid or Goddard? I probably lean toward Goddard till Kincaid gets through this rookie wall. Again, Kincaid got a late start, so his rookie wall potentially is late. So make sure you don't drop Kincaid. Also have Jacobson. I picked up Zamir White in case he sits. Yeah, Zamir White is a fantastic pickup. Probably the top pickup at the running back position of the week. If for any reason, this ends up going this way, let's move it there now. This is the waiver wire order. Zamir White's one of the top pickups of the week. Assuming Zeke isn't available in your league, he's the number 1. But Zamir White, Chandler, McKinnon, those are all really good hunt in case you're looking for this. That video is up, but I just moved Zamir White up a touch right now just so you understand if Jacobs is ruled out. That's progressing, so that waiver order could change. And what other show pulls up the waiver order on demand? No show. We do. Because we do it live. And there's your week 15 waiver order, which will evolve throughout the week. Oh, Smitty, why are you changing your waiver order? I already put my claim in because we adjust and adapt. Would you rather me not have an evolving waiver order or stick to it like stick to it Stan over here, like Box Score Bobby? We aren't Box Score Bobbies over here. We adjust and adapt. And my waiver order adjusts and adapts all week long. Even if the waiver's already processed, if someone wants to look at this because, hey, I need to make a pickup. Who was on the waiver order again? That might help me out because maybe some of these guys didn't get picked up in the first wave of waivers. Bob. Ricardo, appreciate you. Also, Jacobs picked up Zamir White. Would you play Zamir White over Jaylen Warren? If he's starting, Ricardo, I would. If he's starting, my broski. But he'd have to be starting. And, obviously this stuff will evolve, so we need to attack that a little bit later in the week. You know what I'm saying, man? Demetrios, $10 hauler.
To the moon.
Actually, we got this $20 hauler from Red. Red, we got to hit this first. Red to the moon, dropping a 21.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Red, my boy. Hey, Smitty, when you get done with the breakdown, can I call in? Sure, Red. When I get done with these super chats and I open the phone lines, dial in. Demetrius, $10 hauler.
To the moon.
To the moon, Demetrius. Appreciate you. Non-PPR starters: Purdy, Mixon, Mostert, Ingram, Flowers, Jefferson, Amon-Ra, Ravens, Aubrey. Kicker bench is Goff, Singletary, Keaton, Mitchell, Kincaid, McLaurin. Leave it or change it. How are you still able to trade is beyond me, but I love it. Starters: Purdy, Mixon. I mean, it's a good team, bro. A good team. Your team is really solid. Don't worry about Amon-Ra. You got to start JJ. What else are you going to do? You can't trust anybody else on the bench right now. Absolutely leave it in terms of your lineup. But if you can make trades, I don't think you're asking that, actually. If you can make trades, I'm trying to get rid of Jefferson the best I can. Even if it's laterally, you go after an Eckler somehow. You do something of the sort. You go after a wide receiver that might be slumping like Diggs. Mahomes upgrades in some of your cases. And that's a risky proposition for sure. No one's saying Mahomes is for sure going to bounce back at all. $20 holler from Perps.
Alert. Super chat alert.
My boy Perps coming in strong. 300 watching and only 89 thumbs up, says Perps. That is crazy. Let's punch that thumb up button if we can. That's sad. Come on, chat. Take 2 seconds and hit the thumb up button. Let's do it for Smitty. Thank you, Perps. Appreciate you dropping the $20 hauler. This one here from Jermaine. Who do I start at running back and flex positions? Running backs and flex positions. Options: Gibbs, Monty, Achane, and Swift. Well, Gibbs and Achane are automatic starts every single week, bro. And if I rank the other two after that, I'd probably say give me Monty, then Swift. But you don't sit Achane, you don't sit Gibbs. Plain and simple, never. So Monty would be your third if that order helps you set that lineup. Purdy, Achane, Diggs, Puka, Rice, Laporta. Let's see here. Laporta, Waddle. Does the Hill injury affect Waddle? And if so, should I start Swift? QBs. I mean, does the... Yeah, I mean, it affects Waddle a little bit, but I think this offense gets worse without Hill to the point where it may give Waddle 100 yards, 1 or 2 weeks out of the next 4. But it might limit his touchdown capability. It might limit his. It's tough to say. I think Hill out there is better for everybody. It's better for Achane. It's better for Tua. It's better for Waddle. It's better for the entire offense. It's better for their playoff hopes and aspirations and their potential desire for a Super Bowl run, even though people might say it's not existent. There's a lot of talent on this team. And let's keep in mind that the Niners lost 3 straight games in a row, and people were calling them absolute garbage and Brock Purdy. It happens. Like a bad stretch happens. The Eagles are on a bad stretch. The Chiefs are on a bad stretch, and that might not turn around until next year. There's some reasons why I believe that probably is the way it could be. But as far as the Dolphins and as far as the Buffalo Bills, look at them turning their fate around. But I would say, like, we got to wait and see, Manny. I certainly think it could go either way with Waddle. Swift is a solid play this week against the Seahawks. I don't mind playing him, but I don't know what the question is here, really. You're saying take Waddle out because Hill affects him in a negative way and put Swift in. I could get behind either one of those players. They're both fantastic plays. I would probably say, like, you could even put Waddle in for Rice or Rice in for Waddle and potentially still put Swift in as that flex. I think maybe we hit that a little bit later in the week. But I love Swift this week. I love Swift right now. I think he's solid. He's not an elite wide receiver or running back 1, but he's a solid running back 2. Number 2 seed, do I start Palmer or Gabe Davis or Schultz at the flex? I'm going to go with Gabe Davis. Without, just situationally, he's got the best situation, and the and the Buffalo Bills are fighting hard. So there's going to be a potential, a big blow-up game for Gabe Davis. I have Josh Allen, Henry, Swift, Kincaid, London, and Keenan Allen locked in 4. Yeah, go ahead and put Gabe Davis in and roll with the fact that this team is going to try and do their worst. The Buffalo Bills down the stretch, they're in playoff mode. They're trying to grab a wild card spot. It's going to be tough. They need every single one of these wins coming up, and so they're going to be gritting their way through it. Ricardo with their $5 hauler. DeVito to the moon, at least in my heart as a Giants fan. Thoughts on Mahomes crying about the refs. Tony was more offsides than Rudy. Love the content. Yeah, this is look. You'll always get honesty out of me, and I'm not biased. I'm not going to sit here and come in here like even if this happened to Joe Burrow, this happened to Breece Hall or one of my favorite players, Bijan or whatever, you would have an objectivity from me. The Chiefs have nothing to cry about. They're literally being big fat babies on this, and Kadarius Toney. It's not the referees. I don't care what the referee does. I don't care what the referee could do. I don't care what the referee has done. It is not the referee's responsibility to tell a player where to line up. That's his job. There's a reason there's a penalty. And not to mention, he looked over for a split second, and even if the ref was going to say, hey, move back, he was no longer looking at the sideline official anymore anyway. Everybody running their mouth on this topic that says that this shouldn't have happened this way, like Mahomes himself, who in a very callous way went up to Josh Allen after the win and goes, hey, your win didn't count, mofo, because that was the worst call I've ever seen in my life. Like, do you think Josh Allen cares? Mahomes was a big baby in this game. Kadarius Toney was a whole helmet or more over the line of scrimmage. And the whistle didn't blow. So what are they going to do? Run it back? Oh, wait a minute. That whole play didn't count. It happened in a split second. Kadarius Toney lined up so far over the ball, the ref could probably still see the ball. And they're crying about it. No, absolutely not. Babies, stupid argument. Chiefs deserve to lose the game on that. And Kadarius Toney has been making mistakes like this his entire career. So is anybody really shocked? Dial into the phone line.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
I've never seen anything more stupid in my life in football. Crying about the ref not telling you when you're lining off. You're supposed to tell me when I'm so bad at eye testing where the football is. How hard is it? How hard is it? There's a line that goes across the entire field. How hard is it for you to look down the line and say, oh my God, I've been doing this professionally for a while now. And good God, I think I might be over that line. I might be in the neutral zone. He wasn't even in the neutral zone. He was well past the neutral zone. He wasn't even in the neutral zone. It's absolutely ludicrous. Everybody that's not talking right now, please mute your line. I'm going to go to Jermaine from Jamaica or in Florida. I don't know where he's at right now, but everybody else, please mute unless you're Jermaine. Jermaine, you've got 30 seconds, and then I might extend the conversation if it's a good topic. Go.
Smitty, hey, listen. When we first talked, and I was in Jamaica, you told me to go to gut move to start with my Indianapolis Colts instead of Kansas City. I made a mistake. I lost. Whatever. I lost last week. I'm in the playoffs. Smitty, you already answered my super chat. You told me to start A-Chain, Montgomery, and Gibbs. And I'm sitting Swift. Here's what I'm struggling with. My tight end. I'm going to start Logan Thomas, but I'm waiting to see if I can start homeboy Schultz. Also, my quarterbacks are homeboy CJ, and I'm starting Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
Here's my struggle.
Yeah, what's the question? You've had no offense, Jermaine, and I love you, pal. Don't take us the wrong way. This is we're tough boys around here. Okay, we're gonna sling around. You've had 30 seconds to ask a question. You haven't asked a single question.
No, yeah, I'm in a minute now. Listen,
all right, go.
Know is this? What tight end? I'll call in later again during the week because I gotta win. So what tight end do I start? Do I start Schultz or Logan Thomas? I'll stop right there, Smitty.
All right, hold on. Let's take a poll from the chat. Let's give you a little time. Schultz or Logan Thomas? Logan Thomas or Schultz? Vote in the chat. Vote in the chat. Tell me what you think. Obviously, we got injuries and a whole bunch of reasons to consider these two. Let's see what the chat thinks. Logan Thomas or Schultz? Vote in the chat. All right, hang tight. Put yourself on. Yeah.
Nah, cut me off. I'll call you tomorrow.
Wait.
I want to hold you up, brother.
You're not holding me up. Just hang tight. Are you calling from Jamaica right now?
No, I'm back in Florida.
Okay, so this is not a long distance call or anything like that, right? For you? Okay. So
No.
All right, so mute for me. I'm gonna circle back to you. We're gonna see what the chat says, and we're gonna rediscuss it. So hang tight. No problem, bro. Don't worry about it. Don't feel like you're inconveniencing me. All right, hang tight.
Yes, Father.
All right.
Yes.
Mute yourself real quick. Okay, let's go to Red. Red, you're live.
Father. Yes,
Red, you're
Father.
live.
Hey, bro. Real quick. So I know I'm heading to playoffs right now. I have Ford still questioned with that hand injury, and Collins is still questioned with that calf injury, right?
Yeah.
So I took Collins out of the lineup, put Flowers in. I got a waiver going for the running back right now. But do you think that hand injury is gonna be fine for the game coming Sunday, or not Sunday, Saturday, or do you think I should try to get Chase Brown from waivers?
I mean,
Just have the backup.
I like Chase Brown, but who we talking about? Flowers now? Who are we talking about sitting? Because you said Flowers.
Jerome Ford.
Oh, Ford.
Yeah,
Okay.
I put Flowers in the lineup.
Yeah, Flowers.
I put Collins in the bench because he's still
Flowers is
questioned with
good.
a calf injury.
I don't know. We'll have to look,
plus,
bro.
so I'm trying to figure out
it's
because
a
I don't
little
know the first round.
a little early to be making calls on guys' injuries and if they're going to play. I don't know. Jerome Ford is a solid play. He seems to get so much work, and I wish he would get more, but he seems to be always like itching for touchdowns and getting like important work. Like they love this kid. But he had 17 touches for 82 yards last week, I think is what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, he only ran the ball 12 times though. So like he gets so much work. He's getting touchdowns. Sometimes he get like 27 yards and like 2 touchdowns or whatever the hell it is. He's really, really solid. But I don't see anything. You're talking about him with the hand injury?
Yeah, he had a hand injury from last week.
I'm not even seeing anything being listed right now on him. So, I mean, that certainly could pop up, but I don't know that anybody's concerned about his availability yet this week. That certainly could evolve. But for right now, I'm not concerned, but we'll see. He's yeah, I mean 12 for 51 and 5 catches for 31. Always potentially, available for a tutty. He plays the Chicago Bears. This is in Cleveland. I believe the defense will try and control the game, which will feed into the run. So I like Ford a lot if he's able to. I'm not excited about starting. I like Chase Brown. We've liked Chase Brown on the show for a while, but I'm not excited about starting Chase Brown on the, okay, does he get one of those big plays? Because Mixon is the lead dog. So definitely like Ford for now. But we'll revisit, Red.
Nah, brother.
All right, later, Red. Appreciate you. All right, let me go back to Jermaine real quick. Jermaine, the chat said Schultz. I agree. Just make sure he is good to go health-wise because he has been banged up this year. I'm sure he's still a little bit banged up, but monitor his health. But Schultz is the vote by the chat. I also agree, but I wish
Black.
It's not an easy call though. A lot of your questions have been kind of tough. I'll say 50-50 for a reason. So I'm sorry if we haven't hit all of them for you, but I'm going to the group think to try and really get you a good answer this time because I know you said last time we were deciding between the two defenses and we didn't nail it. So Schultz is what the audience says. Trust the audience. Usually is a better barometer of what's going to happen, bro.
Spendy, I'm calling tomorrow again. I'm going to call Thursday again. I'm sorry, brother. I'm going to bother you, but thanks for your help. Thanks for getting back to me. Love you. Love your show.
You're not bothering me.
Safe.
You're not bothering me. All right, later, Jermaine to the moon.
Easy.
All right, Brandon from let's go to Travis Rowe real quick. I'm sorry. Travis Rowe's a Marsman. He gets immediate help with the Marsman card. Travis, what can I help you with?
Hey, just real quick, even there's Patriots players like tweeting out about Cunningham saying like, oh, glad he gets to go somewhere where they appreciate him, or glad he gets a chance, or no, we shouldn't have done that. Like, it's just a complete mess over there. The Bills lost the team completely. But that's disappointing. But,
this is the guy. This is the best guy on the team, man. The best quarterback on the team. It's so frustrating, or was.
Scoop him up in Dynasty if he's out there. For sure.
Yeah,
just as a staff.
Yeah, it may not work out, but I mean, goodness gracious, man. Especially in Superflex Dynasty, if he's out there.
And especially now with that system, with him and Lamar were both at Louisville, and there's some similarities there.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a good place for him. I'm happy for him, but yeah. So I was just going to ask about the KC running back. I missed part of the waiver wire show. Did you say which one you would prefer to hold? Is it McKinnon, you think, or?
Yeah, I've got the ranking right here. McKinnon. Just because I think the touchdown volume is there. I also feel like the trend for this KC team is to use that RB we all expected to translate from the previous year, and it didn't. They tend to use them again in the preseason or in the postseason and at the end of the season. So, but I mean, CEH is probably a little bit more guaranteed touches, but McKinnon's the touchdown upside guy.
If Pacheco comes back, though, it's definitely McKinnon, right? Or do you think they're still going to mix them all in?
If Pacheco's back, I don't know that I'm starting CEH or McKinnon at all. But McKinnon will most likely survive the most because they would keep him in a receiving role, and CEH would be change of pace.
Yeah, I'm talking more as like a stash. And then
probably McKinnon.
I was just going to ask, too, I have both of them right now. Would you prefer like Chandler and Zamir White as a stash over CEH right now? Or?
Yes, for now, because it sounds like it's going to be a tough task for Jacobs to play on the quick turnaround.
Someone is at the front door.
Ziggy, show me the front door.
And then,
yeah.
Okay.
And what about Chase Brown?
I mean, I like him a lot, but I'm going to go Zamir White if he's potentially going to start.
But like Chase Brown or like CEH as a stash? They kind of just.
I guess coin toss, man. I guess Chase Brown.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. Thanks.
All right. All right. Later, Travis. Appreciate you. Call back if you got another one.
Yeah.
Later. Right, let's go over to Marsman Purdue and then over to Brandon. Marsman Purdue.
Hey, Smitty. Real quick. Superflex League. Justin Herbert. He's down. In the playoffs, who do I go with? Do you think Browning or Flacco?
Browning or Flacco? I think, so we talked about this on the waiver wire show. So, we definitely covered this. Make sure you watch that for a little more detail on it. But
go back and watch
it. Browning is the more consistent. Flacco is, maybe for 1 week, if someone needed him for 1 week, he might have a little bit more potential upside given how he's played. But do I expect it to continue? Do I expect him to last? I don't know. We've seen this before where a quarterback like Flacco in his situation comes in, looks great for a week or two. Look at Josh Dobbs. And it's like defenses kind of figure them out. And it's not that Flacco there isn't film on him because he's played so long, but there's something about a quarterback coming in, still being fresh, continue to do well for a couple games, and then all of a sudden they start tailing off like Dobbs did. But I feel like Browning's the safer, smarter, long-term solution for the rest of the fantasy football season, and I think he still has the potential to be better than Flacco anyway, so why not just take the guy that's got both? He's the full package.
Cool. The matchup was kind of throwing me off there on the games, but I don't like going necessarily off the matchup, so I'm kind of leaning Browning too, so that's a good call. Yeah,
it'd be ideal, I guess, to pick up both if you're in desperate need like you are, but I think Browning will be fine, especially it's a Saturday game. I feel like that might be, I want to say it's a spot.
It's only a 2 QB roster limit, so I don't think he should stay on the wire. Whichever one I don't take should be there.
Okay.
Pivot, but.
All right, Purdue
Thanks,
to the moon later, bro. All right, let's go over to Brandon from Minnie. Then we'll go over to Gavin. Then we'll go over to Ryan. If everybody could stay muted, we'll go to Brandon first. Brandon, you're live.
Hey, Smitty, man. So week 15, are you starting Warren or Zamir White?
If White's starting, we've had this question already today too, just so you know. White versus Warren. It's if White is starting, I'm going to start whichever one's starting. I'm starting them, and if they're both not starting, I'm starting Warren because he's a little bit more capable of doing more with a non-starting role. You know, like if White's not starting, we're not playing him at all. But if Warren is not starting, which it seems like Najee's banged up, so there's a potential that Warren starts. So you're just going to go off the news on this one. So and you'll know enough time on Zamir White to then wait on this one. And then if, let's say, Zamir White's not starting, then you're not going to go with him, and you just hope that Najee sits for a game, and then Warren's going to be going off like a madman.
Okay, awesome. Thank you for the info.
All right, later, Brandon. All right, next caller is Gavin from AZ. Gavin, you're live? Hello? Gavin, he hung up. Ryan Kilpatrick, you got 30 seconds. If your topic's longer, I'll extend your time. Or your topic is worth being longer, I'll extend your time. Go ahead.
Yo, it's good, Smitty. Really quick, for my flex, I got Zach Moss off the waivers, and I got Chris Olave. Which one would you start this week? Half-point PPR.
Oof. That's a tough one, bro. I mean, because you got a guy that's very he's disappointed, but he did have that touchdown call back. I think it's pretty easy to be like, oh, Moss, is garbage without, you box score Bobby that, you wouldn't know there's still upside. But he has the Steelers, who I don't think are all that tough right now because, they still got a good defense, but like the Jets, you can take advantage of the fact that the offense can struggle and, even though the Jets did pretty well last week. I would say, man, I'm going to go Olave. Assuming Olave is healthy and everything checks out with news as we head in to that Saturday set of games where we have to make a decision. I would say, assuming there isn't question marks with like Olave or whatever, I'm probably rolling with Olave. You said 0.5 PPR, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's half point.
Yeah. I mean, it's always tough to sit Moss, though, because he could have 2 or 3 touchdowns at any moment, but he also hasn't necessarily been what we've wanted this last, like, as soon as JT was out again, it was like, oh my God, he's returning to running back one form. But my tempered expectation, my warning shot to everybody was like, don't expect running back one numbers. Don't expect him to just jump back in. We've seen this before. Everybody goes, oh, he's just going to return to running back one numbers. And he didn't, exactly as we talked about. He didn't. Could he? Could he still be a low-end running back one at times? Absolutely. Could it be this week? 100% could be. Could be. 100% could be. Not 100% will be. But Olave's got that 100-yard, 8-reception capability at any given moment. Carr worries the hell out of me, but he did hit him with a touchdown target, and they converted to salvage Olave's Week 14 performance. You could look at it as a negative and say without that he would have struggled. Sure, but he didn't. At the end of the day, he had it. You could say Mostert would have had a bad game if he didn't get those 2 touchdowns near the end of the game in the Monday night contest, but you can't play that game. Mostert did get 2 touchdowns. Mostert did explode in the Monday night game. Olave did get his touchdown. He didn't not get it. So I'd probably say, bro, I would go Olave, but I wouldn't be shocked if either one outscored the other, bro.
I appreciate it. One more quick question. Assuming, CJ Stroud is healthy, I got Fields. I drafted him, picked up CJ. If CJ is healthy, would you start CJ off of this concussion protocol over Fields?
Say it one more time. I'm sorry.
My bad.
No, my
so
bad.
I got Fields. I picked up CJ a while ago. If CJ is healthy this week, would you start CJ over Fields going against like the Cleveland defense for Fields?
If CJ Stroud were to play and Collins were to play, I would have a tough time sitting CJ Stroud, but I don't know. He's in concussion protocol, bro. I I don't anticipate him. Let me just read a report real quick here. Let's see. Titans matchup will carry playoff implications if Stroud is unable to go. I don't know, man. I just don't know. He's in the protocol. We've seen players pass through the protocol a couple times now this year. It's not as unusual to play immediately after a concussion or soon after a concussion. Sometimes it takes longer. Look at Roshan. Took forever. Purdy played, I think, concussed that next game, which is why he was not good that game. I would say probably give me Fields right now, bro. I feel like Fields is just capable of running, and if he can't do it through the air, he'll do it with his legs. I also feel like he'll be trying to throw some late third and fourth quarter touchdowns. But can we revisit this one? Because I don't know if I want to lock this one in, man. I started off answering Stroud, and then I finished with Fields, so clearly I'm wavering. I'd be doing you a disservice by locking it in. I don't, to be honest, I don't know yet.
All right, my man. Just one last question. Would you go Cleveland defense or Miami? I have Miami in right now. Because I have Fields, I'm like, it makes it a little bit difficult. So I'm trying to see where you're at with that.
Cleveland or Miami? Is that the option?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Cleveland or Miami. So Cleveland at home versus the Bears. Miami at home versus the Jets. Probably going to go Cleveland, my guy.
All right. I appreciate you, boss man. Be good.
Yeah. Appreciate you, man. Call back in and let's revisit these, though, because we're a little early in the week to lock things in.
All right. I got you.
All right. Later. Gavin from Arizona, you got 30 seconds unless your topic is so fantastic I decide to keep talking.
About like who to start. So Mahomes, he started, and then
what?
Whoa.
What are we talking about, bro? It sounds like you got. Say it again.
Okay, so my start running back is I'm gonna start Kyron. Is Pacheco playing?
We don't know yet.
So Eckler, and then AJ Brown, and then Keenan. Is he a start still?
Keenan Allen, if he's playing, yeah, but he definitely gets a downgrade.
My flex option, it could be Devontae Adams, Rashid Rice. I could pick up Reed.
I feel like, hey, can we do one thing at a time? You're going all over the place, bro. You're going all over the place. I feel like you're picking up on a conversation as if you're talking to somebody else for 15 minutes, and I just jumped in. All right. What is the running back? What's the running back question? Yeah, hit me with the flex question.
Okay, so I got Devontae Adams. I can play there. Eckler if Pacheco plays, but if not, then I can put Rashid Rice there.
Eckler if Pacheco plays, okay. Let me just say right here and right now that I lean Eckler over Adams. Not because I'm super excited that the quarterback is down and defense is gonna be focusing on shutting down Eckler, but he did score. They're gonna need to run the ball. I like Adams. I do like Adams a lot. I'm not saying sit him, but if your flex is between Adams, Eckler so far, and Rice, I'm probably gonna go Eckler.
But if Pacheco doesn't play, is Adams better than like Reed and Rice?
Adams better than Reed and Rice. They're all pretty close, man.
Because Rice has been good. I could pick up Zeke or Zamir White.
They're all very, very close. I would probably say, damn, man. I'd probably say I lean Adams. I would lean with talent. I lean talent, bro. I know the Raiders were cheeks last week, but he at least got his targets, and I do feel like, Thursday sucks, but Thursday Night Football sucks, but the Chargers are beat up, and this is an opportunity for the Raiders to come in and say, okay, maybe Jacobs is banged up, maybe Jacobs doesn't play, maybe Zamir White has a nice little day, but maybe they say Adams has to carry us. Adams score 2 touchdowns. I'm going to go Adams. I'm going to go Adams at your flex. I'm going to go Eckler in place of Pacheco. And Pacheco's hard to gauge. Even if he does play, how healthy will he be?
Yeah.
Let me look up Pacheco real quick and see what news there is on him. I don't think there's anything as of the last couple minutes, but Yeah, there's nothing. No update on him at all. No update at all on him. We'll find out probably tomorrow a little bit more. But go Adams.
Okay.
Throw Eckler in your running back spot. Throw Adams in your flex spot, and I wouldn't even waver right now. I mean, if Pacheco twists your arm, he actually DMs you on Instagram and says, "Start me, or else." Like he's got to convince you he gets this spot over Eckler.
Yeah. And then final question for defense: do you start Dolphins? They play Jets, or Rams? They play Commanders.
Your options are Dolphins or who?
Rams.
Dolphins or Rams are your options. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Rams, bro, because the Rams are fighting for their life, and I just think that I don't know. Does the chat disagree on that? The Dolphins isn't a bad play because Zach Wilson's easily capable of a couple INTs. But he also can be effective the whole game and then shart the bed at the end. And I like Miami. Miami's playing for their life too. I should rephrase that. They're playing for their life. But if they don't have Tyreek Hill, I don't know. And we'll see. And even if they have a hampered Tyreek Hill, that's a tough one. Vote on that, guys. Dolphins did look good last night though, scoring that touchdown. And they're a capable defense. They are. Let me pull up some numbers real quick. Maybe I'll waver on this one. Hold on. Maybe I need a little
Quickly, because it's a keeper league. Do I keep AJ Brown or Mahomes, or would any of my other guys?
Is it a 1 QB league?
Yeah, a one-man keeper.
I'd probably keep AJ Brown because you could redraft Mahomes. People don't usually draft quarterbacks in the first round, so. In a 1 QB, so I think you'd be taking him. It'd be like taking him in the first round. Dolphins. So these are the season stats for defenses, and the Dolphins have been playing really well lately. They have 12 points, 22 points, 13, 12 points. They've been pretty solid. And your other option was the Rams. The Rams are mid at best. Let me just see something real quickly. Yeah, you know what, bro? Go Dolphins. Go Dolphins. I don't care. I don't care that they're fighting for their life. So are the Dolphins. Dolphins are fighting for their life too. Go Dolphins. My bad.
Okay, thanks.
Dolphins are just the better play. All right, later, bro. Appreciate you, Gavin.
Okay.
I do think the Rams are crafty D this week. I shouldn't let my sleeper, desire to get a sleeper defense into someone's lineup overrule that. Dolphins are at home and they're fighting for their life. Zach Wilson's very capable of a pick six. I think Howell's he's the most sacked quarterback in the league. I think he still is. And there's a lot of turnover potential, and the Rams are hungry. So it would not surprise me if the Rams exploded on defense in this one, but that is kind of a tough gamble to make in week 15 in the first round of the playoffs. Travis Rowe, you're live.
Hey, we don't have to do this right now, but I was wondering maybe some point this week if we could look at just go over like the Marsman and Moonman playoffs. So people were asking about them. Just maybe one of the late night shows or something like that.
Oh yeah. Well, we can. I can try and pull it up right now.
Curious.
Yeah, let me pull it up real quick.
Oh, okay. And then I was just also going to ask, would you between Walker, Javonte, and Eckler, how do you rank them? I know it's tough. I know they're all kind of in the same bag there, but just kind of gauge your view on Eckler right now compared to the Walker and Javonte.
I don't know, man. I mean, I kind of lean Eckler slightly until we fully know Walker's healthy. Yeah. I like Walker, but I just want to make sure he's not re-injured. I think we just got to wait a little bit into the week. If all are healthy, Eckler's hard to sit because they're going to use him a lot. They have to. But again, he could see 8-man fronts. He could totally get just shut down. But I think they do try and use Eckler a ton. They're both good plays. I lean Eckler slightly. Just slightly. All right, here's the Marsman playoffs. So, jack of all trades first this week and scoring. Nice job. Okay, let's go over. So look who's at the bottom of the standings. Your boy Smitty. Now, I don't go to the Moon Man League. I got to lose the toilet bowl. But I did not make the playoffs. This team is 3-11. And let me just show you this awful team. 3-11. 3-11. Josh Allen, Austin Eckler, Devon Achane, Puka Nacua, Calvin Ridley, Travis Kelce, and Chris Olave. And this team has been just absolutely decimated every week. I get scored on like crazy. This is proof. This is one of my best teams I've assembled this year too. I'm so proud of this team. I could care less that it's 3-11. I'm still proud of my boys. This is a team you couldn't draft. You can't draft this team. That's how good it is. And it's 3-11. 3-11. Look at this squad. Josh Allen, Austin Eckler, Devon Achane, Puka Nacua, Calvin Ridley. Yeah, Calvin Ridley's disappointing, but Travis Kelce, Chris Olave, JSN, Baltimore defense, Brock Purdy on the bench. It's a squad. Jets defense on the bench. This is a squad. And in this week's matchup, what was it? Oh, yeah, look at 128 to 143. Nice job, Mark Cleveland, for beating me in this game. But even with Tua dropping 7 points, I still can't get a win with this squad. It's unbelievable. So if we go to the playoffs, congrats to everybody that made the playoffs. Here's the playoff bracket. We've got Collusion with the bye and Jack of all trades with the bye. And then we've got Mark Cleveland versus Travis. And then we have Kyle Rockout versus Last Purdue. And then, so you guys are clear, safe. Nobody needs to worry about getting knocked down to the Moon Man League. Your boy Smitty's not so safe. I'm in the toilet bowl with Terry Roberts. I'm in the toilet bowl with Sick Nasty, with TMT. And we've got Vag. He's got the bye. Terry Roberts has the bye. And your boy is facing See Ya Soon. And I'm projected to win this game. Hopefully I don't lose. If I win this game, then I'm at no risk of getting knocked down to the Moon Man League. I don't have access to the Moon Man League anymore. I don't know why it doesn't allow me to see it, but I can't pull it up anymore. But I cannot believe my squad.
The crazy thing too, Smitty, is at the end of the year you had to make that trade to get Allen and I think it was Puka to take a swing at the end. So if you had just rolled with Purdy, you would have had Tyreek Hill too.
Yeah, but I still wouldn't have made the playoffs. I don't think. Look at the record.
No. I'm just saying in terms of like the crazy players you had on that squad.
Yeah, I had a crazy team. Purdy and I had to trade. I traded Tyreek Hill for Josh Allen in a 6-point per TD league for Josh Allen and Puka Nacua. Puka's been fine. So I think that trade actually. I think I scored more. Well, Purdy's been playing well, but Josh Allen's been scoring big. But 3 wins, I was so far away, I couldn't even climb back in anyway. 3-11. 3-11 with this squad. It's unbelievable. This team is fire. You can't draft. I couldn't draft this team. I couldn't have drafted this team if I tried. I traded into this team early on. That's crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. Anyway, so that's that. Real quickly, everybody, if you want to hit Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty, they'll double your first deposit up to $100. Just hit the link that I'm dropping in the live chat right this very second. That link will insert promo code Smitty for you. And do it live. Hit the link. Let me see if I can real quickly. Hold on. We're going to jump into a potential draft right now. Let me see if I can pin this link real quick. Hold on, Travis. We're going to jump into a live draft right now. And let me pin the link. Here it is. Pin link. Boom. Link is pinned. Hit that promo code using the link or the link in the description. does the same thing as the pin link, and code Smitty does the same thing. Doubles your first deposit up to $100. So we're going to jump straight in to a draft. We're going to hit drafts at the bottom tab. Then right here, you're going to scroll over to Battle Royale Week 15. Let's do one of those. $5, Battle Royale Week 15. Hit the green button now. Do it live. Travis, wait if you're doing it. Marsman, Rock Out, wait if you're doing it, because you guys are going to jump in with me. Everybody else is delayed on about a 10-second YouTube delay. I'm going to hit the green button.
I'm going to jump to it, All right, talk to you later.
Later, Travis. Okay, everybody should have already hit that green button by now. And 4 more spots to fill. Marsman, Rock Out, what can I do for you? You're live.
Yeah, are you picking up Stafford or Murray? I'm picking Stafford right now.
Stafford.
And would you rather have the Jets defense or the Colts defense behind the Cowboys as a backup?
Probably Jets right now. They're a safe defense, I think. But I like both of them. I still think the Colts are capable of. I mean, they're still one of the hottest defenses in the league, even with the 7-point, 8-point performance last week. Pick 6. They keep making turnovers, causing chaos. But the Jets are a damn good D. So I'd probably go Jets as your backup. But I like both.
Both. And do you like Auden, the tight end?
Yeah. I mean, he's making plays.
All right, appreciate it.
Rock out to the moon. Later, bro. Call back if you got another.
Cool.
We got right here draft. I'm picking at the 1.1. Draft starts in 5 seconds. Cameron says if Stroud is out, play Kyler or pick up Flacco. I play Kyler over Flacco by a hair. You're not crazy to go Flacco, though. Let's go with... I'll go with CMC in this one. I'll go CMC 1.1. Frost, pick up Stafford and play over Fields. T-Law, love, considering matchups. I probably would say I do like Stafford a tiny bit more right now. But I think next week Fields is your starter. You know, you're playing Fields going forward because he has 2 really good matchups. Not this week, but next week and the week after. Playoff, Smitty, Dalton, Kincaid, or Likely. Likely right now, but just wait on Kincaid. Don't drop him. Pick 2, Olave, Waddle, or Mixon. You're probably going to go with Mixon, and it's between Waddle and Olave. I guess I lean Waddle if Hill is out, and if Hill is not out, I probably lean Olave slightly. But, you know, that depends on, I think, the health of Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill being out also could hamper the offense entirely and make Waddle not as good, so we got to think about that too. Maybe we answer the Waddle versus Olave later. And Chad, if you could vote Olave or Waddle or Olave for Week 15 if you had to decide now. Should I start Colts or Steelers defense? I would start the Colts defense again this week over the Steelers defense. We had that debate last week, and the Colts did outscore the Steelers, but the Colts didn't absolutely crush them. It was very close. Thanks for all the content, Smitty, to Saturn. Thank you, Big Machine. Appreciate you. Superfish dropping the $20 hauler. Superfish, appreciate you.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Superfish, thank you. Want to thank you for let's see here in the chat for helping me shake the stunness from last night's Dolphins implosion. Last night was I was flabbergasted and numb. It's great to get back into the swing of things. Thank you, appreciate you. I don't know if did I time out? No, I'm on deck. Thank you, Superfish, for dropping that $20 hauler. We're always here for our people. Superfish to the moon. Okay, on the clock here. Man, what do I do? I do feel like I'm going to go Kelsey. This is a little bit reckless to keep banking on Mahomes and Kelsey, but I feel like McCaffrey, Mahomes, and Kelsey, if this is the week that a bounce back occurs, this will be a nice squad to have. So hang tight on that. Puka Nakua. Guys, hit that link in the live chat. Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty. Hit the link right there. Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty. Appreciate you all. Doing it live. Doing it live. They'll double your first deposit up to $100 on Underdog by hitting that link. It's in the description. It's pinned in the live chat. The link merely enters code Smitty. You can do that as well if you download the app and it says, how did you hear about us? You put Smitty in. They double your first deposit up to $100. But the link makes it easy because it inserts code Smitty for you. So do it live and get into a draft. And there's playoff drafts as well. Tyreek Hill is capping big time. I don't think, Tony, but it was a little bit like scary when he looked like he potentially torn his ACL or broke his ankle. We didn't know if it was an ankle or knee. It looked like both at the time. And he was on the ground. They tried to help him up. He fell back down. He was grimacing. He was limping halfway across the field. And all of a sudden he just jumps up and starts running and jumping. And it's like, what in the heck? Is this LeBron James out there? Like, what's going on? Tyreek Hill. Hopefully Tyreek was just precautionary. I think he definitely is hurt, but I don't know if he should be okay. We'll see. He did sprint off the field after. He didn't even sprint later. He sprinted off the field, to sit out for a little bit. I mean, and then they put him in as a punt returner. And it wasn't like a fake, let's get him back there and have him fair catch. It was like down to the 5-yard line. Like he almost grabbed it and ran, and he decided to let it roll into the end zone. It barely rolled in the end zone. Had that ball bounced a different way, Tyreek would have had to pick it up and run. They put him in as a punt returner, but then they pull him out the next, 3 plays? It's like, what's going on? And when you pull Tyreek out, it makes it much easier on the opposing defense to game plan against, Tua. And it was just a weird game altogether. All right. On the clock here. I'm going to go Breece Hall. He's 8 foot tall, if you didn't know. And I'm going to roll with DJ Moore. So my team so far is Patrick Mahomes, Christian McCaffrey, Breece Hall, DJ Moore, Travis Kelce. Appreciate all my super chatters. Thank you, Superfish. Thank you, Red. Thank you, Manny. Thank you, Mr. Frost. Thank you, Joe. Playoff Smitty. Dalton. Yeah, we got that one. Cameron. If Stroud is out, play Kyler or pick up Flacco. Can we vote on this one? Am I off base here? Are we starting Joe Flacco over Kyler? I don't think I could, but I know Flacco played out of his mind. But are we really doing that? I don't know. I mean, it is the Bears. There's upside for sure. Kyler is at home against... You know what? He's against the Niners. Go Flacco. God, I hate saying that. Go Flacco. Niners are probably rattle Kyler. Go Flacco. I'm going to change my mind, Joe. Thank you, Joe, for your super chat. Cameron, appreciate you. Ricardo, Oscar, Professor X, Perps with a $20 hauler. Appreciate you, Perps. Red, Campbell, Manny, Demetrios, Oscar, Carey, Superfish, That Boy, thank you for the 20. Ozzy, Anthony, Pat M, Chubbs, Ian, Ozzy, and Abanto. Appreciate you all for your super chats. You guys absolutely rock. I'm going to change my mind to Flacco. Start Kyler. Arizona does well against the Niners. I just think the Niners are probably going to... They're playing too hot right now to expect Kyler to rout them. But trust your gut. I'm going to say Joe Flacco's by a hair. Tony's eating a hot pepper. Why are you doing that, bro? Tony, send us a live video of that, and I'll play it. Let's see you sweating like a monster, bro. As you're, Smitty, do you play ball? Did I play ball? Not college. I did track. I did track and field, cross country. I did all that on a high level, but I didn't play college football. I should have. If I could go back, I would. But I was really into running and cross country and track, so that took up a lot of my time. Do I go Hopkins? I feel like Hopkins has been pretty hot lately. I'll go Rice. So it has me as the highest projected team. I've got Mahomes, McCaffrey, Breece Hall, DJ Moore, Rashee Rice, Travis Kelce. Second highest team is, who is it? 85.3. This is Crash. He's got Purdy, Kyron, White, Kupp, Ayuk, Ferguson. TM42's in the building with Stafford, Bijan, Debo, Olave, Waddle, and Njoku. Nice job. Perps is in the building. Perps has got Fields. Perps has got Fields, Devon Achane, Barkley, Tyreek, Evans, and McBride. Let's see here. I got so play Underdog Fantasy, promo code Smitty. Hit that link that's in the live chat. The link that's in the description of the video. Mel, appreciate you with the $10 hauler.
To the moon.
Mel with a 10 wad, appreciate you. Bro, week 15, T-Law, Gino, Amon-Ra, Olave, DK, Jones, Palmer, Downs, Monty, Ford, Warren, Aaron Jones, McKinnon, Kelsey. Who to drop? Please rank possible ads. Chandler, Odell, Dotson, Douglas. I'd probably say Ty Chandler if you need a running back. Odell is steady for a wide receiver, so it just kind of depends on what you feel you need, what you want. I mean, Amon-Ra, Olave, DK, you're not dropping any of those guys. I'm not into Palmer right now, bro. I'd drop Palmer pretty easily. And quite honestly, I'd rather have the RB in Ty Chandler, assuming he's starting. I would just rather have that. Odell's not a bad ad, but Ty Chandler for you makes some sense, for Palmer, because you might need that the most. That would be what I would do, Mel. I think it's a pretty decent move. Lockett or Deontay, I'd probably lean... What has Lockett even done in the last 3 weeks? I know, I roughly know, but I feel like Lockett is kind of been so quiet. I would say, he has no touchdowns in the last 4 games. Yeah, it's been 89 yards for 6 catches last week. I'd lean Lockett by a hair. I don't trust Deontay. I don't trust that offense. I don't like either situation, though. I don't know if there's a better player to grab, though, And DeBalt coming in with a $5 hauler. Why isn't anyone talking about the Bears D? They've been great for fantasy the past few weeks. Also, Breece or Achane this week. Both are fantastic plays. I'm not sitting Achane. I can't. I love Breece, but Breece is a little bit more, I think, potentially inconsistent based on the usage that they've shown. And if he's not getting it in the receiving game, they haven't been running him enough. But I want to start both of them to ball. But if you're forcing me, I'm going to go with Achane. And I agree with you. I think the Bears should be in some conversations. Absolutely. Appreciate you all. We might be doing more drafts tonight. Thank you for watching the Fantasy Football Show. And I'm out of here for now, but I will be back potentially tonight. We might even do a Dynasty show, but to do some potential drafts. I can't guarantee it, but I will do my best to get back to do some drafts tonight using Underdog Fantasy, promo code Smitty. The link I'm dropping right now in the live chat. The link's pinned in the live chat. The link will double your first deposit up to $100. The link automatically inserts code Smitty. That link is in the description of this video if you're watching the replay. It's in the description of every video. And I will see you all potentially tonight for some more drafts. Appreciate you all. See you later. If you missed the show for whatever reason, you're late, rewatch it. Rewatch it. It's an hour and a half of goodness. Peace out. Live whenever news breaks. Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Live graveyard shifts. Let's go. And Mel says, if I can't get Chandler or Odell, is Douglas higher than Dotson? Probably not.
Brees Hall is 8 foot tall. He will always answer the mother freaking call. Don't let him fall. In the third, don't stall. Just give Batman the freaking football.
He's Brees. He's Brees.
He does a whole of a job. A whole of a job. A whole of a job.
Brees Hall, please report to the moon.
He does a hell of a job.
And Jaime with the last second slipping in the back door of the show. Jaime. Tight end McBride or Likely. We're gonna go Likely with the matchup, but they're both very, very solid. Deuces.
Devon H.N., please report to your shuttle to Saturn. Your shuttle is leaving.
Prepare for departure. Touchdown probability high.